This is the plaintiff, Jennifer Nash. She says the defendant, while he was doing construction, splattered cement all over her door. And no matter what she does, he won't do anything about making it right. She's really upset because this is his issue. He won't deal with it, and come on already. Enough is enough. She's suing for $421.12, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Scott Haffey. He says he is shocked by this lawsuit because he went to look at the so-called damage, expecting the worst, and what he saw was a couple of specks of cement which he scraped off with his thumbnail. Now, 2 years later, she's suing him for it? Come on, have you nothing better to do? He's accused of not making things right.
Jennifer Nash, you are suing your neighbor, Scott Haffey?
Yes.
For $421.12. The cost to install a new door that you say has been ruined by some construction work done in his house, and travel expenses. Travel expenses where?
Down to the court.
To the court? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What happened, Ms. Nash?
Scott purchased the land next to my little house. I own the smallest house in Pennsylvania. It really is tiny. And I rent it out. So he purchased it in January of 2007.
So you don't live there?
I don't live there.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. And he began construction. So my tenants at the time left. They were very unhappy and they broke their lease and left. But, you know, whatever.
Right.
So then he builds his home, and my lease started in August, and then the new tenants moved out the following August. So this is, should I approach? Yeah. Okay. So this is a shot of his beautiful new construction next to my little house, and you'll see that
You sound so jealous.
it is a beautiful home.
It is.
And he poured, if you look closely, you'll see, and this is a close-up, you'll see a cement foundation. He poured a nice new cement foundation right there.
Okay. Now this is the back door to your house?
That is the
front.
Yeah, you see the front door, and then you see a gate, and then you see the back door. And here's a photo of the back door. I noticed, and
now the back door, I do not have a photo of here.
There's very hard to get a photo, but you can see it from the first shot. You can see there's a back door. Yes, you can see there's a little exit.
This right here?
Exactly.
So it's facing the house.
It's facing the new house.
Okay. This is the photo of the door. What happened to the door?
And then I'm just going to hand you all the photos of the door so you can see.
What happened to the door? Tell me.
Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but when I went on August of 2008, I noticed that the back door had splatters, and I tried to scratch the cement off, but I couldn't get it off. And so I called Scott because I had his number for other reasons. We were emailing. I mean, we're not horribly animositous.
Wait, you were or you weren't? Were they friendly or they weren't friendly?
Yeah, they were friendly.
They were friendly. Because I read them, and they seemed friendly.
No, they're absolutely friendly.
Okay.
And, you know, Scott is a lawyer who now is a developer, and I think that's amazing. And I, you know, sort of was like, oh, I'd love to learn more about that. We should talk about that.
Well, it would be amazing if he was a developer 10 years ago rather than right now, but right. I don't know if I would call it living the dream, as you called it in an email, right now.
Yeah.
But in any event, go ahead.
Right, so...
so there's cement droppings all over the door.
Right.
Droppings. I don't know if droppings is the right term.
I mean,
splatter is the right term.
They literally look like they poured it and it went...
Yeah, it splashed. Okay. All right. And you didn't do any construction work on your place?
No.
All right. So when you notice it, how long has the construction been done?
I mean, I'd really ask Scott, but I would say end of 2007.
The foundation was done around June, I believe. June of 2008. So when she saw it in August, it would have been like 2 months later.
2 months later. Okay, that's what I'm trying to drive at. All right. So when you notice it, what do?
I called him. And he said, well, it's not my issue, but why don't you call my subcontractor?
And that's the people who actually did the cement pouring.
Right.
They're a subcontractor. You actually had a general contractor on the job?
Yeah, general contractor.
Do you have a contract with the general contractor that I can see?
I didn't.
What kind of lawyer are you? Do you have his contract with his general contractor that I can see?
First of all, I'm not a lawyer.
Wait, how do I have it? Okay, you're not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
Where did she get the impression you were a lawyer?
I have no idea why she thinks I'm a lawyer. She thinks a lot of things.
Did you say you were a lawyer?
I never said I'm a lawyer.
Do you have an email where he says I'm a lawyer?
I was told he was a lawyer. Sorry.
Where did you get the idea that he was a lawyer?
I apologize. I was told he was a lawyer.
Who were you told that by?
I've actually discussed this with him.
Who gave me? Who submitted into the court documents the contract with the general contractor?
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm glad you're not a lawyer. All right.
Right.
In any event, you had a general contractor. You were under the
Yes.
impression that he's the general contractor on the job, right? Because
He told me that it wasn't his issue, and I said fine. So I followed up with his subcontractor.
Right.
And I called his subcontractor multiple times, and I actually emailed.
so there's this guy who's a general contractor, and then there's a subcontractor who poured the concrete. So you called that guy, and what did
Right.
that guy tell you?
He said he would head over there and take a look at it. So then I called him 2 weeks later, and he said he'd been very busy and he'd handle it. So then I called him, and he didn't call me back. And I, looked at the property, and nothing had been done. And that was a space of a month. I was like, wow, I'm really getting nowhere here.
Right.
When I emailed Scott for the subcontractor's information, it was August. He didn't respond for a month.
What you feel that you're
there's-
not responsible because what?
There's two things. I mean, first of all, the door is completely functional, and I did offer to
I mean, but
fix-
it does have like
Yeah,
cement
but I
stuff.
could have had that fixed.
Well, why didn't you have it fixed?
Because
I hate when people say that.
No, but
because
this
you
is
could have, but you didn't.
First of all,
Okay.
2 months after she noticed it, 2 months, she sent me an email that said, "Who is your subcontractor?"
That's after I called him. Sorry.
I have
Okay.
no recollection whatsoever of ever
But we're
talking
talking about 2008. I'm in 2010.
Yeah, we're
in the
2000
2 years, why haven't you fixed it?
It didn't come to my attention until
Wait.
May of 2010. I had no
Wait,
I had
that's
no
the
idea.
first time you've been asked
That's
about
the
it?
first time I've been asked about it. You can see the email.
Wait, I thought I asked you the question, how long after the cement was poured, did the issue come up? And you said 2 months later.
She had asked me what the foundation
2 months
guys.
after the foundation
Yeah.
was poured? What the heck is she asking you that question for?
Because she owns a whole bunch of properties. So I thought she was going to be doing it because she wanted it for her own
Okay,
for her own
so
property.
you didn't know she was asking
Yeah, I
because
had
of
no
the
idea.
door.
I honestly had no idea.
So the first time you hear about cement on the door is in May of 2010?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
No.
It's 20 months to complain. Does she have any credibility here?
No way.
Why?
Because you noticed her right then. I mean, why didn't you report her right then, maybe a day later?
What do you think, sir?
I think she should have reported it as soon as it happened.
How soon do you have to report something like that?
When you're blonde, never.
You guys, going inside the courtroom.
And the slew of emails that you have, do any of them predate May of 2010?
To Scott, yes.
Yes.
2008. I email him with regards to the concrete because we talked.
Oh, let me see. What are you at? Let's show me that email.
I just say who. Unfortunately,
No. That's
Sorry,
exactly
sorry.
what he says you said. That all you said
No,
was
he's
who's your
right.
guy. So did you?
But I did talk to him.
Okay.
And then yes.
Okay. So now, is there any doubt in anybody's mind, okay, that in fact that that cement splatter got there through the construction on your job? There's
I
absolutely-
would assume so.
Right, because our brain cells are connected here, right? And we understand that the chances that
the
it happens
house-
some
the-
other way
right.
are non-existent. All right, but the question is, does he have to pay for it? Now, at some point, you said to her, I'll take care of it, I'll take care of it. Why didn't you take care of it?
This happened May 14th. So even, we're talking 20 months later from the foundation, she comes over, catches me on the street and says, come take a look at it. So I go over to the door and I put my finger up to the cement and I pluck some of it off. So I'm like, this won't be a big problem. I'll scrape it off and then repaint the door for you.
Okay.
And I'll do it myself. I won't even bother a construction guy because it's not worth anyone's time. So
What do you do for a living?
at the time, I was a financial consultant and I was doing construction. Now I'm full-time. I own my own business and I do real estate development now. So I build homes, single-family houses, and
Okay.
condos. So that's what I do now. So I said, I'll take care of it. I'll paint the door. I'll brush the cement off. And you just got to leave the gate open because I can't get back into that area without the
Okay, so
gate
why
being
didn't
open.
you two just arrange? You obviously have each other's email. Why didn't you guys arrange to have that done?
I don't know what happened. We missed. But this we're talking like it was over a 3-day period where from when she said, can you take care of it till 3 days had passed where I had not taken care of it.
Right.
And then, bam, I start getting hit with text, phone calls, like 2 a day. Like, why don't you take care of my deal? Like, and it became crazy. And then she started threatening me.
Okay, when people psycho call me, I imagine that they're in distress and they're mad because I said I'd do something and I didn't, so then I do
in
it.
3 days.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Obviously,
it's been 20
bothering
months.
her. It's bothering her. I guess it bothered her now and not 20 months ago. But it bothered her. And just from I'm just curious, just from a neighborly standpoint, like, why didn't you just go ahead and take care of it?
Well, I would have until she
Especially
started.
because now that I hear that this is your business, that you've chosen to make this your business, it's so easy for you to take care of.
Right.
Why am I here?
Well, she became unneighborly when she threatened me
Okay. And how? What did she threaten you with?
with lawsuits.
All right, in any event, I'm just curious. I am always fascinated by the anatomy of a lawsuit and how we end up in court over $400, which at some point you offered to settle for $200. And a new door, according to you, cost $170.
And I would have
And
taken
maybe
less.
it cost you $170. Maybe it cost you even
No,
less than
it would
$170.
cost.
It's fascinating. I'm just stunned that you didn't take care of it, but he didn't. So now here's where we are. I got to decide whether or not the law in your state, you're from Pennsylvania, whether the law in Pennsylvania permits you to sue the homeowner versus the contractor that made the spill.
Right.
Okay.
But he's also the developer.
I don't care that he is a developer now. I care
No,
who was
he
in charge. Stop. I want to know who is in charge of the job in 2008. I know for a fact that he had a general contractor hired and paid for. He's just the homeowner at the time. That may be the business he's in now. And to me, it's unbelievable that he didn't just take care of this and let this get this far. It's ridiculous. But that doesn't matter. The fact that I feel something's ridiculous can't rule the case. I've got to decide the case based on the law. And the law says that the homeowner's not responsible in a situation like this, that it's the contractor. So I think that you may have a good lawsuit against them, even though you sat on it, and you better hurry up, okay? Because your statute of limitations may be over. But you don't have one against him. Verdict for the defendant, good luck on your lawsuit. Drop me a line and let me know what happens.
Thanks.
We'll see what the plaintiff has to say about coming out on the losing end of this case. You going to sue the next party?
Probably not.
No, you're just going to leave it right here?
Probably.
And what are you going to do about the door then?
Well, suck it up. Sometimes you don't win them all.
Uh-huh. Well, you're going to still see him in the neighborhood, right?
Probably.
And when you see him next time, like, what's your greeting going to sound like?
I hate to say it, but it's going to be, hi, Scott.
Oh, you're going to be friendly?
It's just a door.
You still hoping maybe he'll just come over and take care of the job for you?
That would be lovely.
Okay.
You know what? I believe in the neighborly spirit, and, you know, it'd be great if this all ended up in a nice place.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask him. All right. You head right down this way, and let's see what he has to say. Come on in here. You win this case.
Of course I won.
You won. Wow. All right. The neighborly spirit. You going to take care of the door for her?
At some point, I'll still probably take care of the door. I'll just have someone come by and paint it. It's really, that's all it needs is to be just painted.
Fleck the
Flick the tiny little
droppings
concrete
off, right?
specks.
And take care of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So she's still your neighbor. You want to have a nice...
She's not really my neighbor. She's a landlord. I don't really see her very often.
She's interested in a friendly relationship, are you?
Yeah. No, she calls and texts too much. I already have a girlfriend.
But you will fix the door.
Yes.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, so statute of limitations varies from state to state, but in many states, you generally have 2 years to file a lawsuit like this for property damage. But the longer you wait, the weaker your case is going to be. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.